So welcome back. We're almost set for the start of the second half for the Joan Gamper Trophy. Barcelona leading Juventus by that Memphis goal to 0. There have been changes at the break, which we will get to in a moment, as Juve get set for the restart. Certainly a competitive first 45 minutes, as you would expect from these two sides. Let's see what the second has in store. Also getting off to that hugely impressive start with the early goal from Memphis. Unable to build upon it, though. Neto was busy himself. And most of the efforts that came his way were straight at the goalkeeper. And early in the latter part of that first half. By Morata towards Dejan Kulusevski. He's one of those that has been introduced at the interval by Max Allegri. Weston McKennie coming into the midfield as well. He's part of the plan to change things up fairly early in the piece. 23 players they brought with them from Turin, landing in Barcelona actually only this morning. For Griezmann infield to Sergio Busquets. I suspect the greater experimentation, if we can call it, that would come from Juventus, given that they are still a fortnight away from the start of their season. Barcelona approaching this very much with next weekend in mind. Start of the La Liga season. Pretty much the strongest side that they could have fielded today. Injuries keeping out Sergio Aguero, also Frenkie de Jong and Sebastian Longley. One of the reasons why Araujo is selected alongside Gerard Piqué at the back, the absence of Longley. Of those injury issues thought to be long-term at this stage, although Aguero requiring further tests on the setback that he suffered in training. Here is Youssef Demir. Jordi Alba well advanced. Sit back from Griezmann. Well flipped by Memphis. Demir trying to wriggle into a little bit of room, Sergio Roberto to Serginho Dest. Might open up for this shot, it did, and the deflection took the sting out of it. And there's effort hitting Weston McKennie. Substitutes attempting to get on the end of that quadruple change made by Juve at the break. Pellegrini also coming in along with Chiesa and Danilo, so 5 changes. We'll make it at half-time. Might take them a little while to bed in, to settle down again. Always the risk. Offset, of course, by getting more minutes into more legs at this stage of pre-season. Forward by Dest. Here's Sergio Busquets. Griezmann. For Bernardeschi. And now for Luca Pellegrini. He's back from last season's loan at Genoa. He's one of the half-time replacements, the former Roma player. He's not actually made a competitive appearance for Juventus since signing from Roma a couple of years ago. Italian international. Has featured in pre-season. It's his second appearance. The alternative at left back to Alexandro. Notable name, of course, not returning to the second half is that of Cristiano Ronaldo, but in his absence here come Juventus with Morata. He is still out there from the first half when he was one of the chief threats in the team. And there's Chiesa trying to get involved straight away, displaying his intent early, but denied by Neto. Off the back of a really impressive European Championship with the winners Italy. It did need the touch, I think, from Neto. He couldn't take the chance that it might just have been creeping wide. I'm not sure it was. And it's a corner kick to come as a result. Men in the middle, and it's by Braithwaite. Kulusevski trying to bring it down. Bernardeschi. There's Chiesa once more, away from Demir. Another corner. Positive start to the second period now for Juventus. They begin to find their stride again after the substitutions. Ramsey and Cuadrado, by the way, the other men making way, with Ronaldo and Alexandro in those 5 changes. Having helped win it, Chiesa will take the corner. Threatening one as well, but the header from Morata was always just going wide, and I think he knew it from the moment it left him. Tended to be the one on the end of the chances for the team from Turin so far. Mr. McKennie couldn't quite reach it. Able to keep it in. There's Kulusevski, looking to build on a promising campaign last year. It was his first for the club. He'll have to finish, of course, the previous season on loan at Parma. He was a goal scorer at Monza in their previous friendly last weekend. Bernardeschi to take the corner kick. There's Danilo. Number of the half-time changes. Kulusevski looks like he's been given the license to roam a little bit. Negrini. Bernardeschi shrugged off the ball. Only started once for Italy in winning the European Championship title, Federico Bernardeschi, but he had a hugely important role off the bench, scoring from the spot in the shootout in both the semi-final and the final, of course, to earn his winner's medal. His 5th season now with Juventus, one of those that have stayed out there for the second half. As Barca foray forward again with Serginho Dest. Their changes will come later. Here's Griezmann. Morgani. Danilo. He runs back at him. does open up for Luca Pellegrini. Let's give a good ground very quickly here. The support from Kulusevski in the middle. He found himself outnumbered about 3-1 when the ball reached him. Barca look to break with Youssef Demir. Flimsy from McKennie. Challenge he will feel that he had to make in that type of territory before Demir could get much further. Never really a challenge he was going to win from that sort of position. There was a yellow card in there, thought there was for Weston McKennie. Confirmation of the caution. Serginho Dest. Colleague of McKennie at international level. They won the CONCACAF Nations League together back in June. Griezmann. That's well advanced again. Sergio Busquets will get it back. Barca patient and probing here. They're trying to return it towards Griezmann. Linked, of course, with a return to his former club, Atletico. Not much by way of incomings yet at Juventus this summer. Well, there is time for that to change, and they certainly have their targets as the corner comes in. There's the free header, and there is the second goal. Braithwaite on the end of it. It was all too easy, really, from the set piece. Helps himself to his second goal of pre-season, and just his second appearance of pre-season does the Danish international. Timed his run, got away from his man. And there was very little that the goalkeeper could do, Mattia Perin. Who came on at half-time for Szczesny. It's his first real involvement. He wants to pick the ball out of his own net. The lead is double. And it's a long way back for Juventus from here. Reminded, because of the trophy at stake, there has to be a winner. If this were to end all square, if Juventus were to battle back in the second half, it would go straight to penalties at the end of 90 minutes, no extra time. It does have to be decided one way or the other. Having doubled their lead, it might be the cue for Barca to change things up a little bit now in the activity on their bench. Sergio Busquets. Here's Memphis Depay. Saints did meet last season in the Champions League in the group stages. Juventus actually were 3-0 winners on their last visit to Barcelona. A couple of goals from the spot from Cristiano Ronaldo, which helped Juve top Group G. As the two qualified together but went no further in the round of 16. They turn the tables after losing 2-0 at home to Barca in October. 3 more changes being ready, and some very familiar faces about to join the party. Not much of a party for Juve at the moment. Given away by De Ligt to Griezmann. Fairly easy one for the referee to give. So we've reached the hour mark and plenty of changes incoming. 4 more for Juventus and at least 3 here for Barca. So Regani makes way. Chiellini will take over the captain's armband. Bernardeschi and Morata also being replaced. Samuel Umtiti coming on for Barcelona. And two is another of the new boys. Emerson Royal on at full-back, Dest making way. Araujo is coming off for Umtiti. Nico Gonzalez is being readied as well, the 19-year-old midfielder who started 3 of their previous 4 friendlies. Made a real impression. The Spanish under-17 international, there he is, waiting for his cue as well. Going to be one teenager for another. Yusuf Demir making way. Araujo off as well at the back. Emerson Royal for Serginho Dest. They will feel they still maybe have a chance to get back in this, but Barcelona afforded the option to make those changes after doubling their lead, although you suspect at this stage of the game it was always part of the plan for Ronald Koeman. He was on the fringes Umtiti last season. He started just 6 times in La Liga. It's the start of his 6th season at the club. Lost his spot with the French national team as a result as well. Ranocchia, the goal scorer last week against Monza, that stepped off the bench for Juve as Pellegrini clips in the cross. And here he comes and makes it his. Although Juventus opted to change their goalkeeper at half-time, which we do see fairly frequently in these friendly games. Barcelona going down a different route. His challenge was a necessary one, but it may yet come for Kulusevski. Held up by Emerson Royal. Pellegrini goes in field to Danilo. Griezmann back defending, putting a shift in for his side. By Chiellini, he signed a new 2-year contract extension, already beginning a 17th season with the club. Joined in the summer of 2004. The only player to have been part of all 9 Scudetto winning sides, all 9 in a row, which featured Chiellini. Bonucci, of course, had that one season with Milan, which prevented him from being able to say similar. Emerson has been with Real Betis actually for the last 2.5 years. It's a joint deal with Barcelona initially, and they've now taken up their option to bringing here permanently. He was with Brazil at the Copa America, started once, came off the bench twice en route to the final. He'd only won 1 cap actually before this summer's competition. Still just 22, here he is again wearing 22. And cut out by Chiellini. TP working it wide. Memphis, neatly done. Important intervention from the referee. He has to bring a temporary halt to proceedings. Cesar Sotogrado in charge tonight. Braithwaite, scorer of the second goal for Barcelona, that has given them a little bit of breathing space here. Sergio Busquets working it wide. This is Emerson. Griezmann will have a go. Point come for Nico Gonzalez in the midfield, but Gerard Piqué has it back. Emerson again. This photo taken with the Joan Gamper trophy yesterday. It's another of the pre-season traditions for Barcelona. The new signings get together ahead of this fixture, although they couldn't be joined by Eric Garcia. The time was about to kick off that gold medal match at the Olympics that Spain lost to Brazil. Griezmann was in full flight. He was caught. The contact coming, I think, just outside the area. Contact from Chiellini, who stepped across. Certainly got man not ball. He's had the best part of the last couple of years on loan at Genoa. It's the 3rd pre-season game that he's featured, the 2nd where he's come on at half-time. Will he be called into action here? Just sizing it up. Early indications are that he and Griezmann will be on free-kick duties this season. This one will be Antoine Griezmann. It's straight at the wall. It's Emerson Royal, and it's well wide. And there was plenty of power when it struck the wall. The potential stoppage here. It was painful. Did his job, Bonucci, but at some personal cost. We are into the closing quarter of the contest now. That second goal has seemingly taken a bit of the sting out of the situation. And all of the substitutions, of course, not helping the rhythm of the game either. It's a regular hazard in this type of fixture. Still very much a game that Barcelona want to win and have a tradition of winning. Tempting to do so in the Joan Gamper trophy for the 9th year in a row. Goal back at this stage for Juve would make it interesting, though, in this closing quarter. Kulusevski with options in the middle. haven't actually had cause to mention him yet, but the Juventus number 54 is up front now, Alejandro Marquez, who is formerly of at Barcelona. He left here in January of last year, making a third substitute appearance of Juventus's pre-season. He's the one leading the line after Morata made way. Changes keep on coming. Sergio Roberto being withdrawn this time. He puts his replacement. And you will notice sporting the number 6 this season, change of shirt from number 12. And the 6 is significant given that it was previously worn by Xavi. Something of a statement of Ronald Koeman's faith in Ricky Puig for this season. Alejandro Balde is on for Jordi Alba as well. At left back, Spanish under-17 international. Another Barcelona-born player who's come through the youth ranks. Still only 18. He started the first 2 friendlies of their pre-season. He's on as well. That's for Kulusevski. The flick actually was by Marquez. Gathered up by Neto. Making actually that Matteo De Cilio of Juventus is the only visiting player still on the pitch that started the game. It was part of Max Allegri's plan that the majority of the travelling party would see minutes tonight. With, as mentioned, 2 weeks to go to the start of the Serie A season, which begins for Juve with a trip to Udine. 2 weeks today. That's with Udinese, followed by a home game with Empoli. And then straight after the first international break of the season, they go to Napoli. Followed by Milan. The games come quickly for Juve. Touch from Alejandro Marquez. Griezmann's got the ball back. Memphis. Goes straight into it as an attacking threat. So we have high hopes for him. The Masia Academy as productive as ever, and I guess in the current financial climate they will need it to be. To come back into this side as well, getting a well-deserved breather after his appearances for Spain at both Euro 2020 and at the Olympic Games, where he played every game. Remarkable workload that he's had over the course of the last year or so. Played in 73 games last season. He might be missing Messi from here on in, but potentially in Pedri, another superstar in the making. An emotional day, not just for Messi, but for the supporters worldwide that have worshipped him for so many seasons in these parts. He was in tears at his press conference at Camp Nou earlier, conducted in front of former teammates and members of his family, club officials as well. Wonderful standing ovation, a lengthy standing ovation. Struggle to find the words. Still coming to terms with the developments of the last few days is Lionel Messi. The reports that are moved now to Paris Saint-Germain is close to completion. Messi was asked about that, of course. Said it's an option, but nothing agreed as yet. Reported in France, by the way, that Paris Saint-Germain have hired the Eiffel Tower for Tuesday. So a possible announcement could be imminent. They did something similar when signing Neymar from Barcelona. hands here with Nico Gonzalez. A robust challenge. The referee decided it was a fair challenge from Chiesa. There's Ranocchia. He's impressed, Max Allegri. He's been singled out for praise by the coach. Scored of that goal against Monza last week to win the Luigi Berlusconi Trophy, the 25th edition of that particular pre-season fixture. They had a day off the next day, but it's effectively been double training sessions ever since for the Juventus players. Kenny putting it forward and getting it back again, trying to apply the pressure for Gerard Piqué. Enough pressure to earn the corner kick, but no more. Here's the challenge by Chiesa on Ricky Puig, Spanish under-21 international, who was a frequent substitute last season. We saw him a dozen times off the bench in La Liga, but started just twice. We'll be hoping to see more game time in the 11 this season. Certainly when Pedri comes back and De Jong is fit again, there'll be competition for places in that midfield. Still, even minus Messi, a very strong-looking Barcelona squad, with the additions of Memphis and Aguero in particular as well from last year. But the flag up. Certainly shown his willingness to get forward, Luca Pellegrini. Now we're going to see Romani. The Barcelona changes keep coming, but it's notable that they've continued to leave the likes of Felipe Coutinho and Miralem Pjanic on the bench, whilst bringing on the younger players. Mane's made a real impression in pre-season, actually. He's an Albanian international, he's 24. 6 goals for his country. He was formerly on the books at Inter. He was signed to play with Barcelona B for Albacete. But he has 4 goals in pre-season for the first team already, including a hat-trick when he came off the bench against Gimnastic Tarragona in the first of those friendlies, which also came here at Estadio Johan Cruyff, where they played their first 2 matches of the summer. He is on as well now. One of the goal scorers making way, but here's the other. Memphis still heavily involved. All the way into the penalty area. And it comes back to him to have the shot at goal, which is blocked away. It will break for Alex Balde. Mane in the middle was almost instantly involved as well. Now Memphis once more. Nico to Griezmann. Emerson Royal outside of him, trying to deliver the cross. It's blocked by Pellegrini. Was it blocked by the hand of Danilo? There was an appeal in the referee's direction. It then came back towards Memphis Depay and was thwarted by the goalkeeper on that occasion. Kenny de Winter is next on. That completes the set of Juventus changes. The Belgian on at right back. Scored and started in the victory against Cesena in their first friendly. He'll get just over 10 minutes tonight. 19-year-old Belgian. Max Allegri has spoken in glowing terms of the Juventus Academy and the work that they've done to produce players for the first team, and de Winter is one of those that he believes can put himself in contention this season. negative start for the club, but the indication is that could change this coming year. He played in the UEFA Youth League for them. There's Mane towards Emerson Royal. Mane. Awkward for Danilo. I think it was high. He will put it out anyway. Nico Gonzalez on the receiving end for Barcelona. They've been comfortable already throughout the second half. The changes haven't helped Juventus, and at no stage really have the old lady suggested they are capable of coming back from two behind. There's still time for that to change. The Kenny through ball needed to find its target. Instead, Sergio Busquets is able to intervene. Here's Griezmann, quickly back to his feet. Finding Alex Balda. Taking up that Jordi Alba role. Leading the attack from left back. Emerson Royal on the other side. Nico Gonzalez trying to pot it forward towards Mane. This is Kulusevski for Juventus. And he was caught. Emerson knew what was coming. First join from Atletico Mineiro back in the summer of 2019 in that joint deal with Real Betis, where he played until this summer. Sao Paulo born. He did feature in the Copa America final off the bench for Brazil in that defeat against Argentina. Yellow card heading his way. The job tonight almost done for Barcelona. It is about the bigger picture. It is about being ready for next weekend. The home game with Real Sociedad will be followed by a trip to Bilbao 6 days later to take on an Athletic Club. And they also face Getafe at home before the first international break of the season in September. Good ball. And Griezmann is on the end of it. Pellegrini trying to get back to him. Griezmann was unselfish, but it didn't quite work as intended. Memphis has had to chase it just to keep it in. And the momentum of the attack checked. The priority, though, really is possession right now, making Juventus do their work without the ball, which is always difficult at this stage of pre-season. Sergio Busquets. He knows the drill. Ricky Puig. He was just standing off him. There's De Winter. For De Cilio at right back. Cilio was the one that played the most minutes for Juventus tonight. They have changed the entire 11 over the course of the game. Hasn't changed their fortunes in this second half. The changes may have contributed to the situation in which they find themselves. In the overall scheme of things, it won't concern Max Allegri too much, you wouldn't have thought. The main thing he asked of his players tonight was to play as a team. That's what he wants to see this season. He believes if they do that, they have the quality to achieve their stated aims, which do include their Serie A title. Given the financial uncertainty at Inter and the outgoings from the champions, including coach Conte, of course, and Juve certainly sense their chance to claim their crown back, but there will be others involved in the equation, I'm sure, in Serie A. We head towards the final 5 minutes of the 90 tonight. A very decent reception from the home fans for Antoine Griezmann as he vacates the scene. Alex Collado, his replacement. Another of the Barcelona-born players called for in reserve. Another stepping off the subs bench for the third time this pre-season. Signed a new 2-year contract extension in March, did the under-19 international. Sergio Busquets. Takes the number of total Barcelona changes so far to 7 now. Nico Gonzalez to Ricky Puig. The two youngsters combine in the heart of the midfield. Emerson Royal. Collado trying to get involved as well now. Juventus was looking to play the give and go, but actually ended up giving it away. Perrin clears. Little flick was by Alejandro Marquez. Juve have a say in the scoring. They're running out of time. And they're not to suffer their first defeat of pre-season. Pellegrini. Snapping at his heels, and his persistence is rewarded. He does have actually experience of playing in the first team, albeit briefly, in La Liga. See substitute appearances over the last 3 years. We didn't see him last season. The rest of those appearances in a 2-0 defeat at Valencia in January of 2020 as part of their UEFA Youth League winning team in 2018. Well won by Ranocchia. So get some assistance from the referee. Quickly back to his feet and caught from behind by Nico Gonzalez. Did make the bench 3 times last season, Ranocchia, in 3 different competitions without yet making a senior competitive debut. On the reserve side last season from Perugia, his hometown team. He's won the free kick, he's going to take the free kick. Clips it in dangerously. Nobody could get a definitive touch to it for the Bianconeri, and it ends in frustration for them. Another chance comes and goes. Oh, another opening which didn't really quite materialise into a chance, and that sums up a big part of the story in the second half for them in particular. Has had a lot less to do in the second half. Juve do have other players to come back into this side as well, including Paulo Dybala, who we understand is close to agreeing a new contract with the club. His agent is now in Turin, in talks over an extension. He's only just returned to training a couple of days ago after a muscle problem, so they didn't want to take the risk of involving him today, rather that he get a bit more work in on his own at the training ground first. He is certainly another important piece to add to the puzzle, perhaps. Chances of him staying significantly enhanced by the return of Allegri as coach, under whom he previously enjoyed such success. Nico Gonzalez. Anderson Royale is wide as we go into added time. Gallardo had options in the middle there. In the end, presented it comfortably to Mattia Perini in goal. So we'll wait to see exactly how long we will play on for. Normally, of course, given all the substitutions we've seen, it would be a fair chunk of time, but not always the case in these friendlies. There's a little more room for manoeuvre as the ball is played long over the top towards the one of Alejandro Marquez, and Neto had read the danger. Through the seemingly allotted 2 added minutes. Sergio Busquets. Is there time for a third Barcelona goal? The victory is there surely now. Memphis, who started the scoring, wants the final say. Gallardo. This is Emerson. Nico Gonzalez letting it run. Ricky Puig, brilliant finish! And it does finish it off in stunning style. Brilliant goal for Barcelona from the substitute. 3-0 in stoppage time. And one to remember from Ricky Puig. He is one of their own. And he is hinting at a bright future, even without Lionel Messi. Centred around Perrin. It's fitting, perhaps, that is the final say. They've been in cruise control for much of this second half, certainly since the second goal. It was relatively routine from the set piece. That one from Ricky Puig was anything but. There you suggest it was almost Messi-esque. It's the last kick of the contest. And Barcelona begin life without Lionel Messi with an emphatic victory over Juventus. On the day the dust is